Hi, this is Doug Hutchins with Kentwood Real Estate here with the February Metro Denver Real Estate Market Update. The real estate market continues to be strong for current home sellers, with inventory staying low and home prices staying steady. For home buyers, unfortunately, it is another frustrating market in that there isn't a lot to choose from, although the good news is there are not a lot of bidding wars going on depending upon the neighborhood, the price point, and the property. I want to share a few of these key market stats for you here for Metro Denver with a few key thoughts. Starting out, let's look at the average home price here. The average home price in February was down compared to February of last year slightly, 2% lower. But if you look compared to the January 2023 price, it is actually up 4.6%. So it's $719,000 in February this year. It's up from the $687,000 in January, which is a 4.6% price increase. The next key stat I want to show you here is the average days to sell. If you look at the average days to sell in February, it was 49 days. This is up substantially from the 13 days a year ago, February. But if you look compared to January, it's flat with January. In January, it also took 49 days on average to place a home under contract. The 49 days is actually the highest days on market since February of 2014, when the average days to sell was 50 days. So it is taking homes longer to sell once they go on market, but the good news is they are selling. The other couple of key stats here are active listings, and if you look at the active listings at the end of February, it was 2,522 homes, which is up substantially from February of last year. However, it's substantially below the 5-year pre-COVID average from 2015 to 2019. In 2015 to 2019, at the end of February, the average number of homes for sale at the end of February was actually 3,376 homes. So we're still 33% below where the market typically was at the end of February. And again, it's this low inventory is being driven by the fact that current homeowners are not wanting to sell their home. With interest rates high and inventory low, the current homeowners are not wanting to take on the chore of trying to find a new home with limited stock, plus having to pay a much higher interest rate. With interest rates now running at 6.5% to 7%, that's a substantial increase in monthly payments for people, moving up even slightly in price compared to their current mortgage. The other thing, and that's illustrated in new listings here actually, is you look at the new listings, those are actually down 22% from a year ago at 2,209 homes coming on the market during February, compared to 2,711 homes coming on the market. The sold listings is also down substantially though. So again, fewer homes coming on the market, but there are fewer homes selling, and inventory is staying low because these are balancing out. And this next chart actually shows you that I'm showing here. This chart has active listings, new listings, and sold listings. And the active listings is the orange line that you see here. The blue line represents new listings coming on the market, and the green line represents sold listings. So when the green and blue lines get close together, you're going to see inventory start to drop. And that's exactly what you see starting in August 2020. Is you start to see the blue and the green lines come together, and inventory, the orange line, falling down substantially. Now we started to see new listings and sold listings have a little bit of a gap again, so we started to see inventory build. But again, compared to historical standards, our inventory is still relatively low. This next chart here shows months in inventory compared to home price, because months in inventory is a gauge of how many months it would take to sell out the existing inventory. So you basically look at the number of active listings during the month compared to the number of sold listings, and it'll tell you how many months of inventory you have. And historically, if you look, usually once you get above 3 to 4 months of inventory, you'll see prices being flat. Above 4 months, you typically see prices falling. And if you're under 2 months, you're typically seeing prices go up. And it's really illustrative here that if you look between July 2015 on the orange line to July 2020, that orange line stayed relatively flat. And that was about 1.7 to 1.8 months of inventory on average. And if you look at the green line, which is average home price, that green line just had a nice consistent rise during that entire time. So again, if you're below 2 months of inventory, you typically would see home prices rising. And if you look, the orange line is still right below 2 months of inventory. So despite the fact that we had a price peak in March, April last year and prices have retreated, we are still seeing that based upon months in inventory, we should still see prices rising. And again, I think if you look at what's going to happen in 2023, our home inventory is going to continue to stay low. We won't see home inventory rise substantially during the year because there is still enough buyer demand to absorb the current new listings coming on market. And because inventory is going to stay low, we should see prices inch up a little bit. I don't think it'll be substantial, but I think we'll see home prices going up 1 to 3% during 2023. Now again, on a year-over-year comparison, we're going to see a lot of numbers talking about home prices are way down, but again, that's compared to April, May, June of last year when home prices spiked. But really prices fell back through August, and then they've stayed relatively steady since August of last year. Again, if you want more information about the real estate market here in Metro Denver, feel free to give me a call at 303-886-3437. And remember, we do a free home market valuation that will let you know exactly what your home will sell for in the current market conditions. There's no cost or obligation to that, and we're happy to do that for you. If you'd like to take advantage of that free valuation, or again, just to talk more about the real estate market and what we see happening here in the rest of 2023, feel free to reach out to us. I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.